with another fragrance review. This time on a Givenchy fragrance. This one's called Givenchy's Pie. Now let's take a look at the presentation, the bottle and the box. Now the bottle, this thing's exquisite, beautiful, one of the best in the business. As you can see, we got the pie symbol here, Givenchy Patty. Not only that, but they got some detail on the sprayer. You can see that Givenchy on both sides of the sprayer right there. If we back this up a little bit, you can see the back of the bottle has a lot of detail. This reminds me of almost like a burnt sugar vibe. Not only that, but this fragrance has like a burnt sugar vibe at the base of it. I'll get back to that later on. Code's at the bottom. I'm not even going to bother showing it because it is in white, and it looks like it was lasered on the bottle, so it's not a sticker or anything, and it's in white. You can hardly see it. Now, the bottle. This bottle has changed. Givenchy has changed. Most notably, the pie symbol has changed on the bottle. Some bottles will have the bigger pie symbol. Other bottles will have a smaller pie symbol, which is down here, meeting up with the Givenchy Patty. So don't you worry if you have either one. They're both legit. So don't worry about that. Now, let's take a look at the stopper. This thing is unique. It's great for aesthetics wise because it goes with the bottle. It looks beautiful. It is very unique because I haven't seen a bottle have this type of stopper before. I prefer caps, but for travel use, I don't know if I would recommend this. Like, you can see that when I'm pushing it, it has some resistance, which is nice. But you know, if you have books or shoes in your or anything basically hard in your suitcase, and it hits it the right way, it will bring it down, and then it's going to start spraying in your suitcase. Just to let you know, it's not the most reliable stopper on the market. It's probably the most exquisite stopper on the market. The box itself, as you can see, lots of details by Givenchy. They got their website in the bottom right here, and then you got all your goodies at the bottom of the box. All right, Givenchy's Pie, a top seller not only in the Givenchy brand, but across the world against all other fragrances. This is a top 25 seller in the world. So they must have done something right. So let's take a look. First of all, with top sellers, you know they're going to cash in on the buck, and they're going to do different bottle sizes. This one has it 1 ounce, 1.7, 2.5, and this guy right here, the 3.3 ounce. You're looking at $25 to $75 American. You can always go to your nearest discounter. They'll have this discounted. I would hope so. If your favorite discounter does not have this, that's an epic fail. Find another discounter. Now this one hit the shelves in 1999. It has 10 plus years on the market. It has not won any awards with me or made any of my top 10s as of yet. Now this is an Oriental woody fragrance. Alberto Morales is the nose behind this fragrance. He's done a couple Bulgaris that I'm going to bring out here, Bulgari Blue or BLV and BLV Note. Recommended age for this fragrance, this is like college and up, I would believe. Now, I know all the teeny boppers out there, the guys that are in the teens watching my shows, are always saying, you know, yeah, you're recommending a sweet fragrances. This is a sweet fragrance. What's wrong with that? This has more of a mature vibe, I would say. Not that it's wrong for a high schooler to wear this. Definitely, if you're rocking this, great. I don't see them discontinuing this. So this could be your favorite for decades. But I would say really, to pinpoint an age, I think it would be college and up for this fragrance. Now, how many sprays and wear? I'd go 1 on the chest, 1 on each side of the neck, and I'd be set. 3 sprays, I'm good. Now with these type of fragrances, this could get cloying to your nose. To me, the 2 sprays is fine. I'm good, but you could replace the 2 sprays on the neck, on pulse points, or on your arms. That's fine. 3 sprays. Now let's take a look at the notes. Let's see what's in this bad boy. First of all, the top notes. We got mandarin, rosemary, and tarragon. Then in the mid, we got neroli, anise, gaiac wood, and lily of the valley. Then at the base, that's where things actually get interesting in the base. Tonka bean, almond, yellow sugar, and benzoin resin or benzoin crystals. Now this is a vanilla-based fragrance. I'll tell you guys right now, and then you're like, well, Mark, where's the vanilla in the notes? Well, actually, the benzoin crystals is what's going to give you that vanilla-based smell. So when I do say that this is a vanilla-based fragrance, that's what I'm referring to instead of saying benzoin crystals. So let's take a look at this fragrance in depth. Now, flankers. There is tons of flankers of this stuff. You know, it's a top seller. Givenchy's, they're going to cash in on this name. They got Pie Fresh, they got Pie Metallic Collector Edition, Pie Leather Jacket, Pie Neo, which is another bestseller for Givenchy, and Pie Original Code, which is that really nice bottle that you saw in my intro with the big pie symbol, all brown. Beautiful bottle. I need to get that just for collection purposes. Now this fragrance, all in all, is a spicy fragrance with a real big dose of sweet vanilla. Think vanilla milkshake, vanilla ice cream, vanilla icing. It really pinpoints spice and vanilla meeting each other. So this is actually a Givenchy's top seller, like I said earlier, and it is known to have some women wearing it. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing for you. Women are wearing it. I'd say they love it so much that they would actually wear it. You don't see too many men's sweet colognes getting women to wear that. You know, the 1 Millions and the Le Mals, they don't get touched by women. They usually wear the more floral men's fragrances. No, not here. This is definitely, women will wear it, but they'll also love it on you. It is a compliment getter, I'll tell you that. So let's waste a spray of this fragrance and see what it smells like. Here you go. Alright. Givenchy's Pie. So let's take a look at the top notes. Now the top notes gives me almost a very sweet, I would say sugary sweet, almost powdery vanilla feel. Now there's a little bit of citrus with this, a little hint of green, and a spicy start with that tarragon, the rosemary, and the basil. You came to expect that. It almost gives me like a green pine needle smell with the citrus, but don't get me wrong, all that stuff's in the background because the vanilla is trying to peek up its head, and it's going to do that in the heart. But right now it's just all getting together, and we'll see what we get in the heart. So in the heart, I felt a little bit of wood in the background. That's the Gaiac wood coming in. I think it made it a little more masculine than I thought it was going to be. When it first sprayed on my skin, I was like, this is going to be maybe a unisex fragrance. It might be a little too feminine, but then the woods kind of gave it a little bit of oomph with the spice at the start. There's a small dash of floral in here. Nothing to really throw out some red flags and say this is unisex because of all the floral. No, the floral is actually really in the background. But the vanilla really takes over in the heart. And I'm telling you, this is like a vanilla, the powdery vanilla you get at the start, a little bit of sweetness with it. Take away the powdery feeling of the vanilla, now it's really sweet. It's almost like icing, like vanilla icing that you put on a cake, that type of sweetness. And it's met up with the anise. So you got a little bit of black licorice there and the vanilla meeting head to head in the heart. Very, very nice. And it actually gave me a surprise with the anise. I didn't think the anise was so up there. I thought it was more in the background when I first applying this thing. But the more I wore it, the more I felt the anise and the vanilla just going head to head in the heart. Now in the base we got a little bit of the same thing. We got a vanilla-ish dry down, but it's way, way sweeter than anything you've seen at the start. It's almost like a burnt sugar. Some could say it's a boozy feel. It's a much darker vanilla, but very, very rich with the bitter almond. Now the almond in this, the nutty feeling with the vanilla was very nice. I gotta say, it impressed me. It was really, really well done. The dry down on this stuff is magnifique. Very, very nice. Now this scents like these are held for only a few nightlife occasions. Personally for me, this is not going to be my signature scent. I'm not going to wear this day to day. I'm not trying to say that, you know, people that have this for their signature scent shouldn't be wearing it every day, but mostly if you are purchasing this, this is going to be a special occasion fragrance that you're going to wear from time to time and just surprise the lady with it. Very, very nice. Now this one is just like every other fragrances that pushes the envelope in one direction. You know, the Yop Homes and the Angel Men's and the Le Mans, they push everything in one direction. You're going to get some lovers and some haters. And this fragrance is same thing. There's people that really hate this fragrance. They just can't stand it. And then there's some that just absolutely love it. They don't know what to do without this thing. So definitely some love and hate on each direction. Now this one stands out against all other vanilla-based fragrances. It really gave you a different dose of vanilla every stage, and this is what's nice with this thing. It gave me the powdery vanilla that I usually get in other fragrances. It gave me that really sweet vanilla, the sugary vanilla that you get in other fragrances also. And then it kind of gave me that at the end, at the base, it actually gave me like that burnt sugar, almost boozy vanilla that you can find in Spiritueuse Double Vanille. So very, very nice. And it gave me different heads of the vanilla, which was, I don't know how they did it, but it was beautiful. Also, a thing to note, the almond at the end, the nutty feeling it gave me at the end really made this a special fragrance in my eyes. It really made the difference from this being just an average fragrance to an above average fragrance. I'm not saying this is a great fragrance. This is not going to get a 10 out of 10 out of me, but I gotta say it's above average. It did its job beautifully. It does lack in certain things, but as far as being original, this is original. This is very nicely done. Now you can claim this is linear, and I'll tell you, you got a point. I'll agree with you. But with so many stages surrounding the main accord with this one, there's much more to this fragrance than just vanilla. Now, I've had a lot of fragrances that you can just smell the vanilla and that's it. You really have to look deep down for the surrounding notes of the vanilla. On this fragrance, you can really feel what's surrounding it. You know, the anise is surrounding it, the almond. It definitely made me feel like everything was there mixed around. Not only that, but the notes that were surrounding the vanilla note really changed the vanilla note from stage to stage. You got the powdery vanilla at the start, and it went sweet, and then it almost went to almost a dark vanilla, almost a boozy, burnt sugar feel. So definitely the surrounding notes really made this what it is. Beautiful. Nicely done. Now, why would you hate this fragrance? Well, man, too much vanilla, synthetic, too sweet, makes you think of baby powder. Definitely when you first spray it on, that the initial sniff that you get from vanilla gives you a powdery feel. People are going to think baby powder. They're going to automatically think of diapers. They're also automatically going to think of an old lady. And some say this is linear, and I got to agree with the linear feel. But again, my opinion's a little different, that I think it's very well done. Now, one word to describe this fragrance, it would have to be sweet. Bottles, Le Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier. Another Jean-Paul Gaultier, which works really well, that would be around this genre, would be a Gaultier Squared. We got Ombre by Baldessarini. And if you want to upgrade from this one, you absolutely love this fragrance, but you kind of want to get something a little more high class, try Spiritueuse Double Vanille by Guerlain, and you won't go wrong with that. It definitely has that feel at the end. If you really love the dry down of this stuff, try the Guerlain and you'll love it. Now, when I close my eyes, this fragrance reminds me of basically being a marshmallow surrounded by vanilla milkshakes and some almonds. That is all. Best time to wear this fragrance, a night out. Compliment factor. This fragrance is a compliment getter. It's one of the best in the business. I got tons of compliments. I had women asking me what I was wearing, which is the ultimate compliment. They want to know what you're wearing. They want to know the name. Either they want to wear it themselves or they want to get it for somebody else. Either way, I got that. Awesome compliment getter. It's a top 25 seller for a reason. My 2 cents on this fragrance, I think I've said it enough. I think this one is underrated to a point. You know, it's a top 25 seller, so I can't really say it's underrated, but a lot of people overlook this when looking for a vanilla-based fragrance. Definitely different. It gives you every single type of vanilla you'd want in a fragrance. It gives you different things. It kept me interested. It did its job. I recommend this. It's a really solid fragrance. So let's get to buy, try, or pass. Givenchy's pie is going to be a buy in my eyes. I think this one is unique. It's well done. If you like your vanilla-based fragrances, you're going to absolutely adore this. It's not a projection or longevity monster like other vanilla-based fragrances, but either way, it's well done, well constructed, and a good one from Givenchy. So let's get to the rating system and let's rate Givenchy's pie. Alright guys, let's rate Givenchy's pie. Projection, I'm giving it 8 bottles out of 10. It's above average. A good 4-hour scent cloud with this one. Longevity, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 also. 7 to 9 hours every time wearing it. Versatility, I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. It's not the most versatile fragrance. It's only going to be really a night out. It's not really good for daily wear. Great for fall and winter as far as seasons go. Overall smell, this fragrance, I'm going to give it an 8. It really challenged my nose. It was an awesome compliment getter. And it's a very good vanilla-based fragrance, which gave me every different type of vanilla in one fragrance. It is a bestseller for a reason. It's a different look into a vanilla-based frag, and vanilla-based fragrances are not for everyone. Overall bottles, I'm going to give it an 8. It's a good scent that will garner compliments.